Welcome to another video. This is Rich Breckland with eXp Realty and Arizona Life. So the topic for today is the home buyer market cooling in Phoenix? And the reason this came to something I want to talk about, because I hear from a lot of people asking, is the home buyer market cooling off? Are we going to see a crash? Is there going to be a bubble? What exactly is going on? Now, I know there's people all over the board. I see people saying there's definitely going to be a crash. There's people on the other end that no, never. Prices will continue to go up. I don't think that. I don't. I'm somewhere in the middle, but I want to share this article here with you and where I got this from. So this is from the Phoenix Design Report, and that's exactly what they're talking about. And really, it comes down to a few things. I think some buyer fatigue might have something to do with it. But in this report, they talk about, one, with rates surpassing 5% for your typical resale, how now some people who were approved, now they are not. I talked to a lender who had people approved on Friday, and then came Monday, those clients were no longer approved for the home they wanted. So especially for people who are just getting into the market or buying at the top of their price range, which I don't necessarily recommend, it's going to be really tough. But the home prices continuing to go up, rates going up. What exactly has it done? So a lot of this report focuses on new builds, where the increase in price also helped with offset the increase in the materials. So we all know, materials skyrocketed. Builders, I don't remember what builder, but they were canceling construction because they did not factor in for the increase so much in what the supplies are going to cost them. To me, that's, sorry, too bad, so sad that happens. But rising rates definitely have, I want to say, slowed things down, but it has been noticed. So I had a buyer who was ready to buy and then looking at top of his price range, but with the change in rates, it pretty much took him out of the game because it is still competitive. Now, as we go back to the competing aspect of this, it is not necessarily stopping. So I have a listing we just put up recently, and day one we had a handful of offers, well above list price, and it's for slowing down, it did not slow these people down. However, I have other clients, and they're currently under contract, and by the time it's all said and done with reductions, credits, everything, they will get this home for $25,000 under the original list price. So it comes down to a lot of different factors at play, but how we structure that and how their lender structures that really can help with offsetting the rates. So depending on also the type of loan you have, VA loan right now, you're 0%. You don't need to bring anything to close if you qualify for VA. And if you have some cash, you can use that money to buy down your interest rate. So if you are on the fence, look into a VA loan. I know some agents talk about having issues getting VA loans accepted. So far, I've not had all my VA loans or VA offers have gotten accepted. But VA loan might be an option for some of your clients who have the money. They can buy down the rate. But I don't necessarily look at the rate long term, because we all know rates change. So if they get locked in now, and I was talking to my lender, one of the best here, they're at 5.25. But if you can get in, still it's a fairly good rate. It's not the rate we've been spoiled with. Get in, get locked in, get a home, and then if the rates go up, you'll be happy you're locked in. But if they go down, you can always refinance. So I don't know if we'll see rates where I had clients who got a 30-year at 2.3. I don't know if I'll go back down there, but you never know. I'm not, my crystal ball is low on batteries, so I cannot predict the future. But when I jump into what is going on with the MLS, I am seeing things we haven't seen quite as often. For one, inventory has jumped up. So I mainly look at single family homes. I don't really pay a ton of attention to townhomes, condos, attached properties. So single family homes. Last June, we were down, I think, at the lowest 2,100. And then this year, we've been hanging around 3,000 up to 4,000 occasionally. But for the most part, I've been seeing 3,200 homes or so available, single family. And today I looked and there's 6,400 homes for sale. Now, some people may see that like, oh my goodness, it's, we're going to be seeing discounted prices and it's going to be, a buyer's market. The traditional buyer's market, how most people think of a buyer's market, but we're still way, way under what typical inventory should be for the Phoenix metro area. But it is nice to see at least an increase. Now, part of that could be, a lot of different things. Maybe homes aren't selling as fast, but it's also the spring market. So we do see more properties, enter the, MLS this time of year anyway. But one interesting fact is the price changes. So just in the last 24 hours, there have been 440 price changes. There have been 392 homes go pending and 195 under contract, but they're still accepting backup offers. One important factor I really want to make sure you're aware of is the back on market status. So that is a home that's under contract, but for whatever reason, buyer cancels, who knows, could be something with inspection, you have that 10-day due diligence, or, pretty much they can cancel for any reason, financing, who knows. But 134 in the last 24 hours have came back on market. And I looked at the numbers from the 13th to the 16th, and there was, I think, 440, somewhere around there. So it was a high number. So, a few things to keep in mind with that is buyers, I think they get excited, they want to go under contract, and then they can breathe and they look around like, do I really like this property? And then they're changing their minds. So it's great if you're a seller, get your home under contract, great. Under contract is just part of it. You want to get to the closing. For a lot of vetting comes in of the buyer's agent, the lender, how strong are they? How sure are you will get to the closing table, and how sure you are your agent can make that happen and communicate well with everyone, because we all should have the common goal for our clients. But if you're a buyer and you've been beat out on properties and you've written offers and you didn't get them accepted, well, have your agent keep an eye on that home, because there's a decent possibility it may come back on market. And how great would that be if you don't have to really compete with anyone? If say you lose on 123 Main Street and it's under contract now, but your agent is still communicating with that agent, the listing agent, hey, if anything happens, let us know. And they're following up weekly like a good agent should. Hey, you just want to make sure everything's still good with that. And let's say it falls out. Well, now your agent is direct communication with that listing agent. Who do you think they're going to call first? Because they want to get that home back under contract for their client. And hopefully you, as a buyer, you can get that offer accepted without having to compete back on the open market with all the other offers. So just something to think about if you do lose out on properties and you go down that road. Thankfully, I've never had to write more than 2 offers for my clients, but I know others are not that lucky. But the market, it's still hot here. It's just a little bit different. Phoenix for 33 months in a row was towards the top in appreciating market. I feel like we're always setting records lately on price per square foot and the average sales price. And right now, the average sales price is right around 600 and the median right around 5. So those are numbers I don't think they've ever been seen here, but just something to keep in mind. And 238 people per day moving to Phoenix Metro, and business after business after business coming here. The TSMC, the big microchip plant, semiconductor, they're building here. And then they just announced $600 million gas company assisting with that project. So a lot of growth here. And why that matters to you as a potential buyer is all these companies here, all these big names, these big growth, these big developments coming here, that is going to continue to drive property values up. But what will interest rates play in that? What role will that be? And I know some people, especially people buying new construction, they're looking at this. What does this mean for myself if I'm locked in with the new construction and rates continue to rise? So I know some lenders with new construction, they will lock you in, but typically 11 months. Now, each one is a little bit different, but let's say rates go to 9%. I'm just hypothetical. They go extremely high, but you are approved for X amount of dollars to build that home at 5 or 6%. Are you still approved come closing time with these new rates when your home is completed? So something to keep in mind if you're going to buy new construction to make sure you're budgeting correctly and you're not leaving any room in your budget. But that's really what's going on. It is, I don't want to say it's cooling a little bit. It's just a little bit different. So homes are still, they're selling relatively quickly, but we're starting to see a few price reductions here and there. Not every property, and properties are still getting multiple offers, but I think some of it is sellers just saying, hey, how high can I go? Testing it out. All right, well, that number is obviously not working. Let's bring it back down to reality, which my advice to a seller is not to do that, because now you're chasing that ball down the hill and you only get that one shot at first impression. I'd rather have a seller price it where it needs to be, or maybe slightly below market value, and then get the bidding war, get multiple buyers involved. And that's where you get buyers waiving, appraisals, inspections, and all the other crazy stuff we see here. Now, as a buyer's agent, I don't recommend buyers waiving inspection. It's just not something I'm comfortable with, but at the end of the day, it's their idea. Now, if you want to be included, like some other people who watch this, send me emails in what's hitting the market, not stuff you see on our websites, because some of the stuff you're missing out on. But if you want it directly from the MLS, drop me an email, text, or phone call. My contact information is in the description below, and I'd be happy to set you up on that search, so that way you know exactly what is coming soon. So that's stuff the general public is not seeing, and that way, people are selling homes before they hit the market from the coming soon status. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I'm happy to help. But if you're ready to start your search, start your process, moving to Arizona, again, Rich Brecklin, eXp Realty, Arizona Life, and I will see you on the next one.